Okay, let's talk blades because that's what we're into. I kind of paused on that because I wanted to. I want to say to you guys, I'm really, really happy that I'm getting people that are following me right now. I just started this channel not too long ago, and I just want to show my appreciation. People that are subscribing, people that are supporting. Please leave a comment if you want me to do something a little different, or if you guys have any suggestions on what I can do to make the channel a little bit better or a little bit more interesting. However way you guys want to do it, I just want to thank you guys. The numbers are growing right now. Like I said, I'm starting off new. I just started maybe a month or two ago, and so far the numbers are climbing slowly but surely. I feel like I'm getting there, and I just want to thank all of you guys that have already subscribed and how much it means to me. So I'm going to keep going with what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I love my collecting, and I love knives, man. So let's get to it. This one for you today, I got for you guys is the Spyderco Szabo, or the Spyderco Szabo. This one is discontinued from what I've heard, and the only one that I'm able to find is this gold-lined carbon fiber. This one is the carbon fiber G10 laminate. It's the original design that I'm familiar with anyways, that just came out. Huge knife. Huge. I've carried this a couple times, and it's really wide. It's kind of heavy, and it's just a huge knife. This knife is not cheap. I think this knife, when I purchased it on Amazon, it was close to $300. It was like $280, I want to say. But this model in particular, from what I understand, has been discontinued. Now, I don't know if that's just on certain websites. You could check the Spyderco company to see if they have this one around, but this knife is a single-purpose use knife, and it's for self-defense. A really nice thick blade, very interesting design. It kind of has like a scimitar kind of look to it. Huge handle. This thing is, I mean, if I'm choked up all the way to the top right here, look at how much of that I have left. And that is... And of course, a big handle is good for any type of self-defense work. You need as much handle when you're going to use it for switching grips. A nice big handle like this makes a difference. The knife training that I was taught by a martial arts instructor always taught me that it's always best to have a knife with a long handle, so that way when you switch grips, you're less likely to drop it. The smaller the handle, the harder it is to keep a good grip on it, and the harder it is to switch grips if you're trying to use it in a self-defense manner. This is perfect for that. I'm not obviously going to be doing any tricks because I'm so close to the camera, and I don't want to knock things over or anything, but there's a certain way when you hold it, you're supposed to flip it in a different grip, and it's supposed to be done quickly. And the way that you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to do it, at a safe moment where you know that you are able to switch grips, not during combat. Obviously, you're not supposed to be switching grips unless you know what you're doing. I'm not going to go into that. It's, I only know so much because I've only been taught so much, but I can tell you that this good size handle is meant to be that way for a reason in self-defense, so that way you're able to switch grips if needed. But look at how huge that is. I mean, you have at least, I want to say, about an inch. That's I'm going to do measurements on this, but this is supposed to be carbon fiber G10 laminate, and when you switch the grips on this little choil right here is meant for your thumb, so that way you have this kind of grip, and then it's kind of like a hook. So as far as what I've been told anyways, it's meant to be to where if you're gonna catch a limb, whether it be a leg or a wrist, it's meant to be that kind of hooking kind of motion, and the way that this is curved. It's actually quite interesting. At least that's what I've been told about how the Szabo is supposed to be used and actually carried, or not carried, but held. in that manner. And I think that's really cool. It has the I forgot what this is called. I never do that. How could I forget the name of the lock? This is so not me. I know this. I didn't really get too much sleep last night. I was tossing and turning, so I'm probably really tired. Compression lock, excuse me. Ha! Alright, so this is the compression lock from Spyderco. And I like it because you can pinch it, and it's still... This knife is new. I've barely carried it. But you pinch the lock, and your fingers are out of the way of the blade as the blade closes. So that really does make a huge difference. Now, unfortunately... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Fortunately, this is a 4-way carry. I could barely see that on camera. But it is tapped, so you can move the pocket clip from here to here, left, right, top or bottom, tip up, tip down, so here to here. Huge lanyard hole. If you want to put a lanyard on there, you can. I think it's kind of pointless because this thing is so gargantuan. Spyderco CPM S30V is the blade steel, and made in Taichung, Taiwan. And I have a few knives that are made in Taichung, Taiwan, and I can tell you they make great knives. Now, the washers that are in there, I think, are phosphor bronze bushings. I think. I could be wrong. I can kind of see something in there, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. So, and of course you can see steel liners on top of the carbon fiber G10 laminate handle scales. I like the design. It looks kind of eye-catching to me. It's not bad though. Like I said, I only carried this for so long because after a while I was like, yeah, this thing's kind of huge. But I still like it. I really, really do. I think it's a very interesting design, and it was very attractive to me when I purchased it. So this is one for the collection that I actually really, really enjoy. So let me get down to the specs on this. If you're able to find a Szabo anywhere online, I can tell you they're not cheap. They're quite expensive. You're looking at upwards between $200 to $300 for a lacy Szabo knife like this. And when I purchased this knife, I want to say it was close to $300, I think. I know this one wasn't cheap, and when I bought it, I was a little depressed that I spent that much money on this knife. But I really wanted it, and I was really happy when I got it. So let's go ahead and get to the specs on it. Now this is going to be, it's got a curve to it, so the specs might be a little off. I might have to measure it in a funky way. We'll do the measurement first, and then we'll do the weight later. So I'm going to just do it blade and handle separate. So, yeah, 4.5 inch handle from tip to ricasso. 4.5 inch. And the handle is 6 inches. Yeah, the handle is 6 inches. Overall... yeah, I want to say about like 10 inch, 10 and a quarter. Not bad. You know, huge knife. What can you say? With that compression lock, this is supposed to kind of just fall, and the blade is still a little stiff because it's still new. Like I said, I only carried this for a day and then I locked it up. I liked it that much. If I like something too much, I tend to put it away because I'm babying it. I don't want to scratch it. I don't want to, hurt it in any way because I think it's just so damn pretty. Alright, so the weight comes in at 6.99 ounces. So yeah, you're looking at a pretty beefy knife. Like I said, if you're able to find this, it's not going to be cheap. But if you're interested in it, I would try to find it at the cheapest price possible. If you can find a used one on eBay that you don't mind is going to be a little bit marred up and used, hey, better to you, I guess. What I really like about this knife, too, is that it is open pillar construction. So you can actually clean this knife relatively easily. Relatively easily. Relatively easy. Easily, relatively. Alright, so if you look inside, they're milled out steel liners. Sorry, I'm a little confused here, because... Okay, no, I see them. Whew. Alright, never mind. They're both milled out. For a second, I was like, wait, why is only one side milled out? Yeah, you can see they're milled out. So, kind of like a weight reduction type thing. But, I mean, I guess that all really depends on if that bothers you or not. 14.4 on the handle. And 3.8 millimeters on the blade. Big knife. Chunky knife. Really pretty. Really like it. And I know the last video I didn't do any cutting, so let's go back to the cutting, right? So I got some paper. You can cut some paper with that, see how it goes. Still stupid sharp because I never used it for anything. This is the first time I've ever cut with this, ever. As it's shaving paper like crazy. So yeah, very, very, very sharp blade, and I plan on keeping it sharp too, because this is meant for self-defense, and if I carry it, I want it to be as sharp as possible. So, praying and hoping I'd never have to be in a situation where I'd ever have to pull this as my way of saving my own life or others. But if I did, at least it'll be effective, keeping a sharp blade. So yeah, there's that. If you guys are interested in it, do some looking around first. I suggest strongly that you look before you buy, because if you can find one as cheap as possible, get it. You won't be as upset as I was when I first purchased this, because this was kind of expensive for me. But I really wanted it, so I will see you guys in the next video.